Hi everyone, Jonathan Battle is back, and this will be an early movie review, that being Illumination's Sing 2. To share my experience with the 2016 film, at first when I saw the trailers, I was put off by it because of this.
Oh my gosh, look at her butt. Oh my gosh, look at her.
But during Christmas Day, when my parents took me to see it, I thought it was okay. Especially how I loved the finale, where I couldn't help but join the beat with clapping my hands and singing along and applauding to the animals' performances. Yeah. But when it reached Netflix during 2018, I started to grow fond of the film very closely as I continued watching it, and got me thinking that this is like almost as heartfelt as the Despicable Me franchise and more heartfelt than The Secret Life of Pets, as most of them would put it. Now that we're in the sequel, here's my different reaction to this piece from the trailer.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What are you wondering? Why do you know?
Yeah, that still creeps me out a little bit to this day, but as trailers move on, even most of them spoil the ending and major plot points, it got me interested seeing if it can exceed its predecessor, considering it's directed by Garth Jennings, which I like to take this moment to say that when I think of Garth Jennings and his Sing movies, I believe in Illumination Entertainment, he's like the Brad Bird of that company, considering like he's given most of the creative freedom than other directors like Chris Renaud, as an example. And on his sequel to this, I could say that he made it even more spectacular, and here's why. The story is about the team of the Moon Theater with the owner, Buster Moon, and his assistant, Miss Crawley, and his contestant teams who entered the competition: Rosita, Johnny, Ash, and Mina. The only exception is the Seth MacFarlane mouse named Mike, who, despite having a Frank Sinatra singing voice, he was a bit of a jerk in the first film. And they drive to Red Shore City to put on a big musical with the genre of sci-fi in order to prove that it can get through any sort of negativity and still push through no matter what they say. From the story, I can say that, well, it can be predictable at times. Like Encanto is very well executed perfectly. With the side plots, I could say that the characters, while they're still relatable, they face new challenges along the way in order to put on this big show that might be even more better than their last show. I gotta say, it was fun to see these characters, and along the way, they even tried to bring a famous artist out of retirement named Craig Calloway. It was quite interesting to see these characters get through these new challenges, especially Buster Moon, since he's under a lot of pressure to with his schedule and time in order to make the manager of Crystal Hotel proud, or else. The story, I can say, it's just as good as Illumination's other sequel, Despicable Me 2. It's a shame it isn't getting as much love as its predecessor. On to the animation. While the animal characters still have that cartoony style with their eyes and still feel like Zootopia, which I consider the predecessor, like a rip-off of Zootopia with an American Idol twist, but I soon got past that, and now that the bus trip with the ragtime team moved to Red Shore City, it's like Las Vegas, which is an entertainment company, but with animals in it. And I could say, well, it may look like another one of your generic cities. I believe that the architecture and atmosphere is definitely so lifelike that Illumination has really outdone themselves, especially Garth Jennings, with the amount of detail they put in with the city to make it as grand as possible. As the team put on the show for their space musical, I gotta say, it was quite amazing to see another theater atmosphere with the sets, the lights, even the smell, as Buster Moon would put it. I gotta say that they made even the colors more vibrant than its predecessor. While the background characters may be like reused models of various animals, the characters themselves still look pretty good around themselves as they put on the show. The animation is still good, not as great or lavish as Disney's, but still good. Now on to the characters. Starting with Buster Moon, played by Matthew McConaughey. He went from like the owner who's trying to get a prize of $100,000, which was an error by mistake, and tried to find perfect roles for each of his team to play, but it wouldn't face on with some obstacles along the way. Like starting with Johnny, after getting some piano lessons from the Moon Theater, he's going up step to learn dancing lessons in order to present the grand finale of the film. And as for Rosita, she has to overcome her fear of heights as Buster Moon gave her the main role of the space musical with the help of Gunther to somehow make the end scene spicy, no? Yeah, make it spicy, but he had to come up with on his own since he had tons of good ideas. Right? Now, moving on to Ash. He went to become an independent rock star after being dumped by his boyfriend recently in order to have a heartfelt contribution of bringing Clay Calloway out of retirement in order to cap off the musical with a bang. And for Mina, as she is given a romantic role, she has to come up with a way to get through this, as she was forced to do something as part of other romantic scenes, which I won't spoil. And as for the villains and the other new characters, start with the Wolf Manager. He's like the most negative, who mostly rejects every auditions without giving any second thoughts. Yeah. It's just like a flat villain. No, that's not interesting, but still. And her daughter, who's also Wolf, well, she may have been of a drama queen because of Buster Moon's defiance. She still wants to be a part of the show, even if she does overreact a bit and acts like a little brat. While the characters may feel like they're the same personalities, they do raise the stakes higher to make a show that's even just as spectacular than their recent. All in all, what I can say about Sing 2 is that I find it an improvement to its predecessor. Like, the story may be predictable at times, but it's funnily executed. The animation is still good, but it's still the same Illumination signature style. And the characters, while they still stick with their personalities, and the new characters would have been somewhat missed opportunities, they are still good in their own way. Yeah, that's why I like him. And I don't think there's anything to criticize about this film too much. And though it isn't as spectacular as Disney's Encanto, it's still a fun movie. And I can guarantee it that it'll be like 5 years ago. It'll be a solid film to end off this year of animation after a rocky road. When I think of Sing 2, I like this better than The Secret Life of Pets 2. As I continue watching the rest of it after seeing it in theaters, my feelings started to change as it was somewhat disappointing. Though, I believe Sing 2 can be just as good as Despicable Me 2. And I will say this, that so far it's my favorite Illumination film, bar none. So with that said, I'm giving Sing 2 an 8.5 out of 10, which I would claim it as an exceptionally good film. You should definitely watch it in order to have a good time, and it would help you dancing or singing in your seats, but you must compose yourself as well. So if you get the chance to see it next month, then don't miss out. You'll have a good time. Till then, this is Jonathan Battle, signing off. Oh, and by the way, when you hit rock bottom, there's only one way left to go. And that's up.
I've been shaking, I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions, baby, there's nothing holding me back.